Hello, my friends. Welcome to the June Notebook Challenge. We are going to talk about how I am using my notebooks for the month of June, especially because I am going to be traveling almost the entire month. And so I'm going to have to pare down the stacks of notebooks that I typically use. So this is going to be a bit of a challenge and I would love your input. So let's get started. Hello, welcome to the Notebook Challenge. If you are new to Heart Breathings, this is a monthly challenge where I show you how I'm using my notebooks in hopes that you will get a little bit of ideas or inspiration about how you can use some of the notebooks that you have sitting around the house. Because if you're anything like me, you have been collecting notebooks or you're drawn to the notebook section pretty much of any store that you go to, like a Barnes & Noble or a Office Depot or wherever it may be, and you want to use them, but then when you get them home, you're like, oh my gosh, these are too nice. I don't want to mess them up. I have to use it for the perfect reason. And so I created the Notebook Challenge many years ago to just encourage you to use the notebooks. There will always be more beautiful, nice notebooks to use later. And if they can enhance your life or help you grow or help you plan, then it's worth it to just get to using them, and then you can have an excuse to buy a new one. And actually, I had a very exciting thing happen this month that I finally finished the entire Erin Condren meeting notebook. So this is the Take a Note meeting notebook, and I started it on August 28th, 2023. So almost 2 full years ago. And I have now used every single page for all the meetings that I have. Used to be when I would have meetings, either it's a mastermind meeting or a meeting about like a Kickstarter or a collaboration or anything like that, I wouldn't remember where the notes were. It would be like, sometimes it might be in my planner, or it might be in my A5 binder, or it might be in a disc notebook, just whatever was around at the time. And so when Erin Condren came out with these specific meeting notebooks, I was like, okay, this is the solution. And so even though it's lots of different purposes, like I could have one specific notebook just for meetings with my mastermind or meetings with my assistant or something, but I just put them all in one. Finally finished the entire notebook. And these are Erin Condren notebooks. So the quality of the paper is amazing, beautiful coil, and you can change out the covers. So you don't have to keep the cover if you kind of get tired of it. But I finished a notebook, which feels so satisfying and exciting. And because this is a meeting notebook that I might need to reference later, I will be just filing this into my notebook closet, and that will stay there. But I finally got to grab this new notebook, meeting notebook, and this one has this beautiful bold blooms on it and has my name at the bottom. And I have had 1, 2, 3 meetings already. So we are started off with it. If you want to kind of see what it looks like, it just has meeting, date, attendees, objective, and then a bunch of lines, and then next steps. Sometimes a meeting only takes a little bit and I don't always write what the next steps are, but I really have enjoyed having a dedicated space for meetings. And I don't know if they still have it, but I also have one that is an 8.5 by 11 meetings notebook. But so far I haven't found that I need that much space. But if you are somebody who has long meetings and you want to take notes on paper, that might be a good option. But I wanted to share that I did finish that. I also have a brand new workbook in the Heart Breathings Writing Resource Library, where you can grab all of the free workbooks that I create, like the Rough Draft Challenge, how to plot your novel, how to choose the best planner for you. And so the newest one is called Finish Your Novel Toolkit. And I'll be doing an entire series of videos here on YouTube throughout the month of June, all about how to finish your novel, no matter where you're stuck. If it's your first book and you're just keep writing the beginning over and over, or you're stuck in the middle, or even if you've written 10, 15, 20, 30 books and you're just struggling right now to find the right motivation, hopefully this series is going to be really helpful. I love putting printables into Happy Planner or disc systems. So these are discs that come from Happy Planner. They're just metal heart discs, and this is the 8.5 11 size, which is their big size. This cover they don't sell anymore, at least in the stores. It's a little bit worse for wear. It has seen better days, but I still love it so much. I wish they would come back with these. I have this one, and I have a navy one, and I think I have like light teal one that are these hard covers. Like I said, they're not holding up super great, but you know, it's worth it. But I have like your Path Forward workbook in here. I have the Rough Draft Challenge workbook. I love using this for printables. So I have put the Finish Your Novel Toolkit in here as well. And it basically has a section for getting, this is not in order somehow. Somehow I've gotten it out of order, but that's okay. There's a section for journaling about how to get unstuck. You've got a section for just kind of giving you 5 steps to the end. Some stuff about how to create a writing routine. I'll have a video on that coming up pretty soon. And then I do have some finish the book timelines. There's also a spreadsheet for Google Sheets linked in here. And I had somebody ask, like, could you use this for Excel? And you can just download it and open it in Excel, but some of the cells might not actually work the same. But I don't work in Excel, so I don't know exactly how to like make that better for you, but hopefully you can kind of work with what you've got. I do have this weekly plan as well, and it comes in multiple colors. So there's a purple plan, a pink plan, a blue one, and a black and gray one. So it just basically has the current phase that you're working on in your book, like the draft or edits or research, what your schedule is for the week, what your focus and your goals are, and then this week's results. And there are 7 boxes here if you wanted to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Down here to here you say, this is what I'm planning and this is what I actually got done. Or you could use this for like every scene you write or every writing session, however you want. And we'll go over this in more detail as we keep working on this stuff. But I have that reverse outline. This is where that spreadsheet is. Some scene cards, and then there is a little pep talk if you want to use this QR code and listen to that pep talk. It's in the library for you as well. But I just wanted to share that, like, if you like creating your own notebooks, you can put dividers, and as long as you have the hole punch that punches out these little discs, you can make these in lots of different sizes, and you can get it at Happy Planner, Levenger, like Office Depot, Staples, Cloth and Paper. There's lots of places, even Etsy, you can find these, and then you can use your own paper and your own printables, and you could even design your own like planner or notebook or writing planner inside Canva. So that's always a cool way to use notebooks if you want. So that one I'm working on. I've got these that are done. And now comes the question of travel. So I have lots and lots of notebooks that I use pretty much on a daily basis. So I have a plotting journal. This one, it's a B6 Stalogy, and I've got it in an Aura Estelle cover. So I probably will be taking this. I can't imagine I won't take it because it already has so many notes and references about the book that I'm currently writing, which is called A Mirror of Shadows. So this B6 Stalogy we're all the way maybe to here. So it's more than halfway finished, and I'm gonna need at least 2 or 3 of these for this series. And so I don't know, I feel like I have to take this just because it already has reference. So that's one thing to take. But when you're traveling, you have limited space, right? So you have to really pare down. When my family was moving around, we didn't have a permanent home because during COVID, our home contract of the house we were building got canceled, which happened kind of all over the country with costs rising of lumber and things like that. And we had already turned in our notice at our rental and couldn't find another great place to rent in the school system where we were. So we decided to just go on the road and live in Airbnbs for about 6 months. And while we were moving around, we were mostly like having to pack everything in the car, check into an Airbnb for a week, pack everything back up. I did use I think it was called Everything Mary travel tote. I don't think I'm going to take that this time because it's more than I need. I want to just, like, I'm not going on the road for 6 months. We're just traveling around in various modes of transportation and ways of, being. I'm not going to really share a lot about that trip specifically here just because it's my son's 13th birthday and I really have been feeling like, I don't know, high functioning burnout. Like I just needed a break this year, and my body has kept telling me over and over and over again, take some rest, take some rest, take some rest. And so I have had a lot of illnesses. The kids have been sick several times. I've had some other hospital issues, and I just feel like this summer is a time for rest and kind of taking a step back from the hustle. And I'm excited to spend this time with the kids and be fully present with them. So I'm not vlogging the trip. I'm not really sharing where we're going to be. I'm not going to talk about exactly what dates we're gone, but I will just say that there will be an extended period of time where I might be slow to respond. That novel toolkit series will be coming out as pre-recorded videos, and I'll still be hanging out in the comments. The place where I'll be the most present is in my Broken Chapter Society, which is my YouTube membership on my Sarra Cannon channel, which is my fan channel. So if you want to come hang out during my month sort of sabbatical of travel, come hang out over there. There is a monthly subscription fee, but that's where I'll be sharing more like reels and behind the scenes. But I have to decide what gets pared down, because what I want to do, because the part of the rest for me is daydreaming and dreaming about the future and planning my goals and all of that. Like, it doesn't sound like rest. I know if you're not that kind of person, but for me, that is so fun. And like, it fills my well to dream about the future and what's possible. And I do that typically on paper. And so I'm like, okay, I need to take some things with me, but not everything. So anyway, this is a definite yes, because I functionally need it. I'm taking a lot of time off, but I'm not running HB90. I'm not like recording videos and things, but I will be writing on the trip. So got to decide what I'm doing. I also have, oh my goodness, I have so many notebooks here on this desk. So I have daily journaling that I do in multiple places, and I don't even see where the third one is, but I have a traveler's notebook. I'll see if I can find it or unbury it, because it should be here somewhere. I have a traveler's notebook that's my morning journal. I have 2 evening journals. One is a 5-year Hobonichi, and I have just started my first year of the 2025 to 29 journal. And this one I hate to not take, because it's a daily memory basically of what is going on while we're on the road, or like, you know, just of life. It basically will have every day of the year, and then you write what happened in 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 for that day. And I hate to just have, you know, weeks of days that aren't getting filled out, but this is a big journal. So I'm going to leave this one home. And I think what I'm going to do is I will just write the entries of the things I want to remember and put in here into a different journal or into my notes on my phone. And then I'll just take an afternoon and fill it all in when I get back. And I think that will be a good solution, because taking, you know, 5 or 6 different journals is just not going to be feasible, unfortunately, even though it makes me a little bit sad to leave them behind. So that one will stay. This one is my evening journal. So this I fill out every single night. This is a Sterling Ink B6 common planner. And I fill this out pretty much every day. And I have like this Life in Pixels that have been keeping up with for the first time in my life. If I express to you how many times I have filled out or printed off a habit tracker like this and never filled it out, you would be shocked. But look at all the green. This is, I don't feel good, or I'm really stressed. And this is why I need a break. Too many days. Like, I don't know for sure it's the majority of the days, but it's a lot of the days. That's the color that stands out to me. So, you know, when you start to notice these patterns that you need a break, you just have to honor that and take the break. So we're doing it. And I am so ready for this trip. It's going to be amazing. But do I want to take this one? I don't know. I've done such a great job of filling this out, but at the same time, space. So this one's kind of a maybe. And like I said, I do have a traveler's notebook that's a morning one. Oh, I see it. It's underneath the pen case over here. So this is a Sterling Ink common planner, but in the traveler's notebook size, the N1. And so I also have this one. It's it's the exact same layout, just a different size. And I just feel like it's too much to take both of these, right? Now, the advantage to this one, even though it is thick, is because it's a traveler's notebook, I could actually put another notebook in here I do have like a Coffee Monsters Co. Traveler's Notebook that's so cute, and I've never used it. So maybe I could put that in here and just keep all my other planners and notes in this one. Or I might leave both of these home. And I'll show you kind of what I have two possible alternatives to this. So one is, this is a Kiki K wallet. And I know some of you are gonna laugh at this because, you know, patterns, repeating patterns. But inside, I have the infamous Hobonichi Weeks, which I have bought so many of these in the past and don't use them. So I had decided for a few years, I'm not gonna buy any more Hobonichi Weeks because I just don't ever consistently use them. Sterling ink, use it every day. Hobonichi Weeks, just don't need that many different places to journal. But it is super tiny and compact. It would fit in my wallet. I just put all of my credit cards and things in here, and it's just one little functional planner, right? And in here, even though you'll see I have not really used it yet, I did use some super cute Coffee Monsters Co. stickers, and I have them for the entire year to be able to use them if I want. So you can see all these cute ones. I could use this. This is such, like, it's exactly the same layout as the Sterling ink. And then it has this isn't a mega, so it doesn't have a ton of notebook pages, but it has enough that I could use this for journaling my 5-year journal stuff into this one. So I'm kind of leaning toward leaving all of my other journals home and just taking this Hobonichi Weeks, and then it'll give me a chance to use the stickers that I bought and kind of get the opportunity to use this super cute planner that I buy every time and never use. So I'm kind of leaning toward that because then it can just stay in my backpack or my purse. And I do have a little card wallet as well. So if we're going somewhere where I just want to take a small backpack or I just want to throw something in my pocket, I can just pull my like ID and credit card and stuff out and put that in there, because this is kind of a big, it's basically traveler's notebook size, right, of a wallet. But I do think this is a good solution. What do you think? I feel like it's pretty good. And I can decorate this with pretty little ephemera and stuff. It does have some pen marks from when I had stuck a pen in here. And if you have ideas of how to get ink off of leather, let me know. I think some people said like hairspray, so I'm gonna try a few things. But we'll see about this one because I feel like this is a pretty good option for me. The other option is digital, so I'll get into that in just a second. Another thing that I am taking for sure is this Erin Condren Franken Planner notebook. It is quite beefy because I have taken their 2-week travel journal and I have added pages to it, like pictures and more journaling pages and some like lists of groceries and things that we can get, little pictures of my kids and stuff like that. So this is definitely coming with me, but I want this to be a specific memory journal with photos and things like that of the trip. So I don't want to keep my like diary stuff in here. So this would be the two things to take. And I also have this, right? So that's already 3, which already feels like a lot, but this will fit into a backpack. So maybe this is the extent of what I take. And I know it still looks like a lot, but for me, it's massively pared down. So what do you think? I feel like I can just, sometimes it's hard when you've got the full year planner and you just really want every day to be filled in. So that's why like it hurts my heart just a little bit to think of leaving this home because I've been so consistent in this and then I wouldn't have those days in here. But in the grand scheme of life, like 5 years from now, when I'm looking back on it and I see that there's empty pages, it'll just remind me, oh yeah, this is in that Hobonichi because we were on the road, right? And it'll be fine. Like it's not a serious thing. So this is kind of what I'm leaning toward. I'm also taking these Erin Condren notebooks. These are not quite the same paper, I think, as a typical Erin Condren notebook, but I had these from when I reviewed them before and I haven't used them yet, and they're the perfect ones for the kids. So these are A5 size. There's one in pink and one in this sort of, it's blue. We're just gonna call it blue. Andrew really likes it, so I think it's good. So we've got some little puffy stickers that I put Evie's name, and then for Andrew I put this little 13 on here, and I wanted to see if I could find some other stickers to put on here. So some of the things that I was able to find is these little baseballs. So I think I'm gonna put a baseball on the front. And I am basically in the process of setting these up where each page or each spread is going to be a different part of the trip, because we're going lots of different places. And so it would be like they would have a section, it's just a lined journal, but I'm gonna set it up where, like, let's say there's a whole section here that will say gratitude, and Evie can tell me and I'll write it in for her. She does write a little bit, but she's not gonna be able to write a gratitude list, but we'll put some things she's grateful for, any memories that she had of that. And I'm taking both my little Canon Ivy printer and I'm taking this Instax camera. And just mostly because I have a bunch of film still left over, and Evie really likes using these cameras, and Andrew does too, although I don't have any pictures of him right here with me. But just to use up that film and to have those cute little Polaroid pictures that they can tape in on here, I think will be really cute. And I want them to use it kind of as a scrapbook of their trip as well, but I'm also gonna be using it for behavior tracking. So, you know, just to make sure, I mean, my kids are 7 years apart, but they're finally to a point where they're starting to butt heads and argue a little bit more, and we're gonna be, you know, traveling a lot. And so I wanna encourage and incentivize good behavior. So there will also be some stars that they will have in here. So I wanna put together, this notebook doesn't have a pocket in the back, so I'm gonna add a pocket where they can put some stickers in the back. And I'm gonna incentivize, like if we're on a 4-hour trip somewhere, then I'm gonna be able to put little like 4 boxes in here. And if they earn a star for all 4, maybe they get some kind of reward. So I'm still kind of working on that, but I think this will be so cute and such a good memory. And honestly, sometimes when it comes to notebooks, it's experimental. You just try things out and you see if it works. Like, I don't know if they'll enjoy this. They seem excited about it. So we'll see how it goes, but those 2 will come with us, but they'll each carry these in their backpacks. And I do have stickers that I purchased that I'm using to fill these in. So little travel stickers and things. I got these because they were on sale, these little mermaid ones for Evie. I have ones that have dates on them so that I can go in each of the spreads and say, this is which day we're gonna be at this place. We got like the airplanes and Bon Voyage and some little suitcases. We are going to go to some baseball games while we are traveling because my son loves baseball and he's so good. He hit his first home run this season and I was so proud of him. He got a hit every single game this season and he pitched for the first time this past season, and his first 6 pitches were like his first 6 batters, 3 up, 3 down, struck everybody out, 2 full innings. Like, I'm so proud of him. He was the best pitcher on the team this season. And my brother was a pitcher and he was got a scholarship to college pitching. And I have a feeling that my son has picked up that. So we're just encouraging him with his baseball. He really loves it. I got some of these other baseball stickers here as well. Some of these I just had in my stash and some of them I purchased off of Amazon. So different vacation ones, Wanderlust, I Heart Travel. So I'm using these to decorate their notebooks before we go, and then some of them, like the baseballs and stuff like that, will go into folders in the back. So I think this will be super fun, and it's a way to get the kids interested in notebooks. I also was thinking, well, that means we'll all have our own travel notebooks except my husband, so maybe I'll surprise him with a fun little travel notebook too, where he can keep up with his gratitude and memories of the trip too. You might think I'm being kind of silly, but you know what? Life's short. So when I get home from my trips and my travels, one of the things I'm definitely going to do is set up all of my new Erin Condren sort of planners and notebooks and things like that. And I need to do my Q3 planning. So I have in this Erin Condren coil, I have my planner for the year. This is my HB90 planner for the year. And so I will need to start setting up Q3. Really should be doing it here in June, but I think I'm probably going to do it towards the end of the month to start getting everything ready to go. And if you haven't heard the news, there will be an actual coiled dated Q1 planner for HB90 coming in a Kickstarter, and that's going to launch in July. And I'm very nervous. Like, I really would appreciate your support if you're an HB90 user or curious about HB90 and just never wanted to print your own. But it's going to be great. And it will be 7x9 size like this, and it will have a gold coil, and it will not be for the full year. It'll just be for Q1 with the daily pages. I'm excited for that, but I will need to set this up. So there was a part of me that was like, maybe I take this with me. And then it's like, I can't take so much. And it's a struggle. So this one is my quarterly planner. And, you know, I use this to plan out my weeks and everything. And I just have to leave it behind because I'm not really going to be doing my typical sort of work load while I'm gone. So even though it's weird to not have my planner on me, I'm not taking it, and that is going to feel kind of strange, but we're going to leave these two home because they're heavy. This is not exactly a notebook, but just to clue you in on some things that I've been using is I've been reading The Story Grid by Sean Coyne, and they do have a YouTube channel here, so I will try to link that for you down below. I am not super far into this, but I did get far enough that they said to use this paper that I forget now what they called it, but either way, it is a fool's cap. They said a full page of foolscap, which I think might specifically be the yellow legal pad paper, and it used to have like a gesture on it, which is why they called it foolscap paper. I did not know that. It's like a little stationary trivia that I didn't know until this, but they have a method that they talk about in here that Stephen Pressfield uses to plan out and plot out his book. He's like, if you can fill out your entire plot, basically the 3 acts on this one page, then you know you've got a tight story. And so I'm gonna try it, and I think I found this one legal pad and this super cute, I don't even know, I feel like I got this at Office Depot years ago with the heart, just a clipboard. I don't think I'm going to take this whole book with me. I'm going to just try to get as much as I can out of it before we go. But I think I will play around with some plotting stuff while I'm gone. So I think I am taking this as well. We shall see. But I have been enjoying the Story Grid book, and somebody was telling me they have a course and everything that's really good. So far, definitely a yes from me as well. Wanted to just show you this. I've talked about this before on my channel, but something else I'm taking is this little Bluetooth keyboard. I will link this below. It's from Amazon. It does have some scratches on it because I've had this for 5 or 6 years now, I think, but it connects to your phone and you can just type anywhere. And since I am gonna be traveling a lot, I figured this is the kind of thing that you can pull out at a coffee shop, at a restaurant, at a rest stop, at, you know, just pretty much anywhere. And you can be writing, and you can, sometimes I also use this if I'm in a hurry and I want to write emails and I don't want to have to actually like swipe or type it all out on my phone. I'll just pull this out of my purse and just quickly type, because I can type a lot faster than I can type on my keyboard on my phone. So another option, I will link that for you. This is coming with me on the trip as well. And then this is the other piece. If I decide I don't want to take this notebook, or if I don't want to take my plotting notebook, what I might do is digital. And so I have, one of the things that I have wanted to do for a while, and I talked about in my previous notebook challenge, is to keep track of my reading, like a reading journal. And I have tried multiple times to set up a reading or a story journal in my notebooks, and I just can't ever seem to keep up with it. It just is something I don't really have enough time as much as I have desire. Like, I want to do it. I see other people doing it. I feel a pull to want to do it, but I don't have time to set it up and make it pretty. I don't have time to draw in entries and draw tables and stuff like that. I just don't have the time right now. And after this month of thinking through, did I want to join Joshi Corinne's challenge and try to do a reading bullet journal, I just decided, you know what, I can't take anything else on my plate right now unless it is specifically like refilling my well. Reading, refilling my well. So we'll get into these beauties in a second. But the actual process of bullet journaling, when I have all these other outlets of using planners, is not necessary. And that, again, breaks my heart, but it's all good. So I have downloaded a reading journal instead. So this is a Samsung Galaxy Tab Fan Edition, like the, I forget, 9, something like that, fan edition. I just have a clear cover on it and some really cute stickers that I love here. And I am using it in this sort of vertical configuration because I think this will be more like writing on a pad of paper. And I downloaded this. I will leave a link below, but this is just a hyperlinked reading journal, and you can put in the book covers, the currently reading here. You can, hyperlink to the other pages if you have a bunch of pages of your library and what else you're reading and things like that. And then there are also tons of other types of pages in here. So you've got like a mini book review. You can put the book cover here, and then the genre, dates, pages, rating, format, were you listening to it, e-reader or paperback, and then your thoughts, like a little mini book review. And it's hyperlinked so that when you click on this image, it will eventually, once you have it, take you to the review page of that book. So here's what the book review page looks like. I'm not sure how well you can see that on the screen, but it just has places for like your favorite quotes, and it's just a more extended book review. And there are some book challenges and other things in there as well. So that is one potential. And I also, inside Penly, which is the app that I use for digital stuff, I have a gaming planner as well. Like it's gamer themed. And it's just a yearly planner. Let's see if I can find it. So it's called the Cozy Planner, and this is so cute. This was kind of expensive, but it has a lot of really cute stuff here. So this would be the other option. Like if I don't want to take the Hobonichi Weeks, or I don't even want to take like any of my other journals, I could use this instead because there's note pages. The Galaxy tab comes with a little pen here. So I could pretty much just go all in on digital pretty easily, I feel like. So that is another option. And when it comes to the reference and pages that I have in here that I feel like I might need as I'm writing, I can always just take pictures of those and then reference them through photos. And then I don't have to take so much. So I could basically leave all that here and only take the travel notebook and the tablet, which kind of feels like a smart thing to do because the tablet I can also write on. I just take this little keyboard and connect it up, and just I don't have a case that has a kickstand, but you can just like lean it on whatever and you can type anywhere, and it's now becomes, I write in Google Docs, so I can put this on my phone or on my tablet or anything. So that feels kind of smarter, although a little sadder in some ways. But I've always wanted to get more into digital planning, and I kind of went crazy. If you guys want to see a review when I get home of that particular planner, but she had a sale going. So if you check it out today, as you're watching this, that sale might still be going, but she has tons of reader stickers and other things like that. And so I bought a lot of stuff. I bought like every Kindle sticker pack and things like that. So once I get it all set up, I'll be happy to show you guys. But I'm also taking 2 e-readers. I know this also feels excessive, but what am I if not slightly excessive? I'm just embracing it. So I have 2 different e-readers. One is the Kindle Oasis. This is old. I have had this for a very long time, but I don't want to get rid of it, even though they don't make this anymore, because I prefer buttons on my e-readers, and the Kindles no longer have buttons. Although I have been interested in the Kindle Color Soft, I love my Kindle Oasis. So I have cute stickers on it. I have a pop socket to make it easier to hold. And if you turn it over, the book turns as well. So I also have this Kobo Libra color, which I actually prefer. This is probably the best e-reader I've ever had. I love it, and I don't have it with me because it's in my bedroom, but you can put, similar to the way this pen magnetizes on, there is a pen that you can buy for this that just clips onto the side too, and it's magnetic. And so you can use this as basically a digital planner. So this would be another option, would be to not even take this tablet and instead just take the e-readers, because inside the Kobo, not only, first of all, is this color. So you've got the color. This is the book I've been reading, the nonfiction. I'm almost always reading one fiction, one nonfiction. So my current fiction read is Mage Light by Casey Ezel. This is an amazing fantasy. It's a reverse harem, and it's I'm a little over halfway done. It's addictive. It's so good. And Casey is part of our Hardy community. So if you've been looking for a good fantasy, go pick this one up. It's so good. And I've also, my nonfiction read has been Jamie Kern Lima's Believe It. And she also has a book called Worthy that I also purchased, but I like the color on here. And look, you can use the pen or you can use your finger, but when you highlight something, you can choose the color of the highlight and you can basically annotate. And when you have the pen, you can write directly on the paper. Or on the screen of the book. I have a Kindle Scribe too, and some people have been asking me to do a review of like comparison between the Kindle Scribe and the Kobo Libra. I highly prefer the Kobo Libra, even though it is smaller screen. First of all, it's easier to hold, and I have a little pop socket on here as well. It's a much better reading experience, and it's just as functional as a notebook. So I really like this, but one of the main differences, unless the software has updated on the Scribe, which I don't know because I have an older one from a couple years ago, you can't write directly in ebooks, only on PDFs. And so if you buy an ebook from the Kindle store, for example, or you have your Kindle Unlimited subscription or whatever, you can't write on the ebook itself. You have to leave like a little sticky note and write on that. But on Kobo, you can actually write on the book and annotate like you would a paperback. And I much prefer that. And so I've got some of my books loaded up on here, and then you can also have notebooks. And on Etsy, I haven't really used, like I've got like one notebook. I've deleted a few things, but I haven't really used this as much. But I have watched videos of other people using it. So on Etsy, there are people that sell writing and reading journals like the one I showed you over here for the Kobo Libra color. So I've also bought one of those. I grabbed one that was maybe like $3.50, and I'm gonna try that out. And if I like it, then I might leave the tablet home. And since I'm taking the e-reader anyway, that brings me down to even less stuff. But I am taking both of these because I have different books on my Kindle than I do on my Kobo, and I don't want to buy them twice. So I'm going to be reading as much as possible. And in fact, the next book that I'm reading after Mage Light is our diverse read for the month, which is The Trial of the Sun Queen, and this entire series by Nisha Tuli. So let's talk about her for just a moment. Okay, you guys, I'm going to talk about an author that I do not actually know personally, but I have just had so many people recommending her books to me. So this is Nisha J Tuli, USA Today bestselling romance author. She writes both contemporary romance and fantasy romance. And the series that I am dying to read is her series that starts with the book, The Trial of the Sun Queen. But her most recent release is a contemporary romance called Not Safe for Work. So if you're looking for a good beach read, I'm sure this is really good. It has just incredible reviews. Rival engineers dabble in personal chemistry while at a tropical company retreat. Zippy, smart, rom-com. I think this looks great too, so I might have to pick this one up. But the series that I'm going to start with is this Artifacts of Ouranos series. So Trial of the Sun Queen, Rule of the Aurora Queen, Fate of the Sun King, and Tale of the Heart Queen. I have heard that these books are just really beautiful romance, but also just great world building and wonderful plot twists and turns that you don't see coming, which is like my kryptonite. That's my favorite thing to read, and I cannot wait to dive into these. I did see these books at Barnes & Noble, but I also know that if you are in Kindle Unlimited, you can get at least the first book, maybe the whole series if you're a KU reader. So definitely check out Nisha's books. And I hadn't heard of this series. So this is called the Nightfire Quartet. But when I was looking at her gorgeous website, like how beautiful is just this floral background? It's amazing. These covers really spoke to me as well because they're just so bright and beautiful. So I think you've got a lot to choose from if you go and check out Nisha's books. So a little bit about Nisha from her website says, Nisha J Tuli is an USA Today and international bestselling author of glittering fantasy worlds, steamy rom-coms, and kissing scenes full of angst. Her book, Trial of the Sun Queen, went on to become a book talk hit, finding its way into the hands of A-list celebrities like Katherine Heigl. When she isn't writing or reading, she can be found in the gym or in the kitchen to eat, not to cook, or maybe knitting scarves to survive a Canadian winter. She lives in Manitoba with her husband, their 2 kids, and their fluffy Samoyed Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I'm assuming that's a dog. I don't know. I got to go Google that. But Nisha J Tuli has Indian descent, but grew up in Canada. And everything I hear about her is just amazing and positive, and how talented of an author that she is. And I cannot wait to read this series. So if you are looking for something to read this summer, pick up her new book, Not Safe for Work, or The Artifacts of Oranos. That's what I'm going to be reading. I'll have all of her links for you down below. And let's just keep remembering to support diverse authors, because we need diverse voices, and let's keep them coming. So if you have any recommendations or you are a diverse author, feel free to let us know in the comments. So no particular notebook giveaway, because I don't want the pressure of having to send something out. So instead, what we'll do is a $25 Amazon gift card. As long as you are in the US or in a place where you can accept an Amazon gift card digitally, and go ahead and leave a comment and a like down below, subscribe to this channel, and somebody will win an Amazon gift card. I will announce a winner on June 6th. Okay, you guys, so that is our diverse read for the month. And I am not gonna cover all the other kind of notebooks I have here. We'll save those for July, but I am probably, well, I've been considering getting back into this Poketo project planner. So if I do, for some of my updating my backlist, I wasn't using this. I was going to use something different, but then I found this again, and I'm like, gosh, I really do like the layout of this planner for a project. So that might be coming back up again in July. And then I have a few other various and sundry things that I'll be setting up, like a daily duo for a time tracker and things like that. So definitely make sure you're subscribed if you've enjoyed this video. And if you head to the playlist called Notebook Challenge, HB Notebook Challenge, you will find, I think, 6 or 7 years worth of these videos. So definitely hit subscribe and sign up for my newsletter list if you want that free Finish Your Novel toolkit for the next few videos. And last month, when I was showing you some of the things that were gifted to me, I did not show you guys this that came from one of our HardyCon attendees. I'm not sure if she wants me to say her name, so if you want to claim it in the comments, feel free to let us know that you did it, but otherwise I won't say her name. But she gave me this that she made. It's basically like a junk journal, and there's lots of little like surprises and stuff, and I'm still in awe. And this is definitely one of those things that it's like, I'm scared to use it because it's so beautiful. There's just lots of little like envelopes and little things that you can open and use in pockets. And I just can't even imagine how much time and care this took. So again, thank you so much for this beautiful gift. And I think this would be a really good notebook for memories, or, you know, scrapping or other things like that. But I feel like until I find the perfect use for it, I'm scared to use it. So yeah, I don't know. I wanted to show you guys this though, because it's really just a work of art, and it's just incredible. And I just love it so much. So thank you again for this just to my heart gift. Like, I love it so much. But before we go, also, let me remind you guys that InkersCon is coming up. If you are an author and you are looking for the best online digital conference where there are many classes and Q&As and roundtables and networking and things with some of the like best authors that have their finger on the pulse of what marketing is currently working in the indie industry right now, then definitely check out InkersCon. I go every year. I watch everything every year. And even if you have a busy summer like I do, like I will not be watching these videos in June, you get access to these videos for a full year. So you can watch them in the fall, or when the kids go back to school, or whenever it works out best for you, or you can just pick and choose the ones that feel most relevant. Like if there's one on TikTok or whatever, you can pick the ones that you most want to try out. You can get $50 off if you use the code Sarra25. I will leave that link for you down below. We already have dozens of our Hardys are joined in. So thank you to everybody that has used my code to get in. I will definitely be watching those videos, and I highly recommend that you check them out too. I believe it starts next weekend, so definitely go and sign up for it as soon as you can, and I will see you over there. But otherwise, I am taking some time off, much needed, much well deserved, and I'm hoping that when I come back, I will just be overflowing with inspiration and excitement from reading 4, 5, 6 books, writing my novel. But when I get back in the month of July, we will be doing a new July Rough Draft Challenge. So I will be putting the July Rough Draft Challenge planner into the resource library coming up pretty soon. So you'll get an email when that is in there. And if you are not on my newsletter list and you want these free resources, just go ahead and sign up now. And I will see you guys for all the fun stuff coming up. Thanks so much for being here. I love you so much. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.